Hello everyone. So this is the second time I've shot this video. Oh, the first time was a hot mess. I'll let you have like a little look at it. Here it is. So yeah, this is my full face of favorites that I don't think I'm gonna post because it doesn't look very good. I don't know, I'm just not really feeling this. I'm gonna have to retry this. Just not feeling this eye look at all. I have to try this later. I really don't like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, round two. Here we go. Yeah, so this is a full face of my favorite products. So as you can see, I've already done my face. I think this format is gonna work better of me just describing to you what my favorite products are. And then I've already done videos on how to apply certain things or how I apply certain things. So yeah, so let's get into the products. So let's start with primer. My favorite primer that I am wearing today is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I've talked about before, like I am super oily, but I still love this primer because it's kind of a 2-in-1. So it's a moisturizer and it's a primer. So it's really good that it's both. This doesn't mean that I don't like any other primers. And I guess I should put a disclaimer here. Just because these are my like favorite top reliable products doesn't mean that I don't like anything else or that any other products are garbage. So don't take it that way. These are just like my go-tos. Like if I don't know what to do, these are my go-to products. It doesn't mean I don't like anything else, okay? Just to clear that up. All right, so foundation. I actually have two favorites when it comes to foundation. So I kind of accidentally discovered in my last attempt to film this video that I really like these two combined together. So I combined the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. I'm in the shade 30N, which is neutral. Fair 30N, which is like fair neutral. And the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie long wear foundation and concealer, because it's both. And in that one, I am the shade Light Neutral 4. So, yes, these two together are amazing. Separately, they're just as great. This one's a little bit fuller coverage, so it kind of, combining them, it kind of gives that really nice, like, full coverage, but still your skin. Maybe more of a medium full. Yeah, y'all know what I'm saying. And then for concealer, I used the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. This is absolutely my favorite concealer. It's full coverage, but it doesn't feel full coverage, if that makes sense. I mean, like it does what a concealer is supposed to do. I really didn't use that much, which is awesome. You can layer it very easily and it doesn't look crazy. So that is a plus as well. And I do have to say for concealer, one thing that's changed my life is this brush. Yes, it's dirty because I just used it, okay? This is the IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta. This is their Airbrush Blurring Concealer number 103. It doesn't have to be this particular brush, but any brush like this will work. You see how it's just tiny and it's got like this nice flat head on it. That is awesome. All I did was just kind of swoop, swoop, swoop. And that's it, my concealer was blended. Love that. All right, contour. You guys know my favorite contour is, it's like their stick contour. I think it's the same as their stick foundation, but it's in the shade Shadow, because contour is a shadow, yes. And you see how it's more of like a cool neutral kind of shade? Because I've already talked about this, contour should not be warm. So stop using bronzer as your contour, especially if you don't like how contour looks on you and you're using a bronzer, stop it. okay? Stop it. Okay. And then this isn't necessarily the order that I applied it, but I'll just go in what I feel like is the logical order. So for contour powder to layer on top, I used the Pat McGrath, the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Actually, I should correct myself. The reason I bought this is because it is no longer her. It is KVD Vegan Beauty. I wasn't like forcefully making myself miss out, but you know, anyway, I was just like, okay, well now I can try it. And I actually really like these. The reason I like them is because obviously, again, contour should not be warm. And girl, do you know how hard it is to find a cool contour powder that's not crazy expensive? I do have a couple of the little singles. This one does not come in the palette, but I bought it just as a single, and this is the shade Taupe. This is what contour should be, okay? Because it's cool. It looks scary, but you see how on my face, it just makes me look chiseled. It doesn't make me look scary. So I mixed Taupe with Somber, which is in the palette. I'm just gonna take this little Morphe 2 brush, which I have been loving. Just lightly dip into both. This is actually a trick I just learned from Bailey Sarian's channel. She had, I guess, like her mentor slash boss on, and she said if you contour just this little piece right here, I'm gonna blend it in obviously, it contours your chin, but it doesn't make you look scary. So you did get to see me apply some makeup. Okay, on to blush. So I have been loving the Fenty Cream blushes. These things are absolutely amazing. Honestly, I never in a million years would have ever considered a cream blush, but these are awesome. I think some of them are a little more pigmented than others, but these are awesome. These are really, really good. Very forgiving, very easy to work with, even like over powder on my oily skin. Fantastic. And they do last really well. Really, really like those. Then also for blush, obviously I've loved the Milani baked blushes for a long time, but recently I've kind of gotten into this little doohickey as a blush. So this is supposed to be one of the Fenty highlighter shades, but girl, this is too dark for my skin, okay, to be a highlight. I think I got it because like in one of their, you know, they do promos all the time. So I think they're like, ooh, get this for $5. And this is the shade Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule. So this is actually what I'm wearing as my blush today on top of the cream blush. And I really like how it looks. I think it looks great. So that is the tea on that. It is a little bit shiny, so especially if you have mature skin, it might be really, really nice, but it's not shiny enough that it's scary, if that makes sense. Like if you like the Milani blushes, you wouldn't mind the shine on this. My go-to brand for highlight has always been Ofra, and I have really loved the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials highlighting trio. This is it. Obviously you can tell it's well loved. So I like to take the shades. Glazed Donut is my absolute favorite, but I like to mix it with Glow Goals here. And it just makes such a beautiful highlight because Glow Goals is like almost too dark for my skin tone, but just barely. So I like to mix it with Glazed Donut, and especially with a bronzy look like this, it just gives such a nice highlight. Woo. Yes, I even used it up here on top of my lips. It's on my lips right now. Let's talk about powder. So for powder, obviously I used my favorite, which is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. I was gonna say primer, I'm not really sure why. This stuff is awesome. All I do is 3 little pats, and it gives you just enough powder to do anything that you could possibly need to powder, okay? You really don't need to cake your face in powder. If you wanna keep your face from getting cakey, maybe cut down on the amount of products you're using. whether that's liquid or powder. Cut down on the amount of powder you use. Also, one thing I've been doing recently as well, because I learned it from Robert Welsh, is take kind of a flat-ish brush like this one. You see how it's a little bit flatter, and it's small, and I just like tap the powder in here very lightly, just like this. And it just helps to blur everything. Like that, plus the concealer brush that I talked about. These two, power duo right here. These are awesome. This is the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. This is my favorite. Another option that's a little more affordable that I've already showed you is the LA Girl Pro Prime. That one works really well also, but I really like this one for some reason. I just feel like this one is so easy. Just makes everything blend so easily. Here is the hard part for me, is the eyeshadow palette. Because there's so many palettes that I love, drugstore, luxury, everything. So many palettes that I love, but there is one particular formula that I feel bad for choosing it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's just my favorite eyeshadow formula, is the Natasha Denona formula. Like her eyeshadows, this look here took me all of like 5 seconds. So I used the bronze eyeshadow palette today. All right, mascara, obviously, again, Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash. Do I even have to tell you how much I love this mascara? Because you've already heard me say it. Get this mascara. I would say tied with it would be the Benefit They're Real mascara, but I don't know. This one, I just feel like is a little bit easier to work with, but this one has a brush that I like better. So it's kind of a toss-up, that's why. I only use 2 products for my brows, and I think they look pretty good. So the first product I use on the inside of my brow is the Anastasia Brow Definer in Taupe. It's a little more triangular like that. My products are well loved, in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, this is what I use like just on the inside corner here, like probably about to there. I use that one just to fill in because it's a little bit lighter. This is the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint in medium. This little doohickey is awesome. Okay, this one is really, really good. Just be careful because this is a wet formula, like it's just very wet, so scrape off a lot of the excess onto that edge of the tube. It does have a funky smell to it a little bit as well. But if you can get over that, then it's awesome. It's not very forgiving. So just be very careful. I just like scoop a little bit of it onto my brow, like brush it through a tiny bit, and then I just use a clean spoolie and blend everything out. So just try to use a very tiny bit of this at a time because it is very strong. Whoa, is this strong? So I really love the NYX Slide On, Glide On, yeah. It's a long name, but it's like the NYX Slide On, Glide On pencil. It's like a gel kind of eyeliner pencil. You can tell I've really liked this one. I just really love this kind of formula in general, and I feel like NYX did a really good job on it, and so did Ulta. So I also have the Ulta gel eyeliner, yeah, the gel eyeliner pencils. These are awesome, would definitely recommend them. I know this one is waterproof. Not sure if this one is. I also feel like NYX has really good color range in this as well. So yeah, NYX is just killing it when it comes to eyeliners. I have one brand that I go to for lip products mostly, especially when it comes to matte liquid lipsticks like I'm wearing today. I have mixed the lip color with a lot of other colors, so you can't even tell it's just this one. But I really love the Beauty Bakery matte lip whips and their glosses. Their glosses are fantastic. This is in the shade Salted Caramel Mocha. And this is just like my go-to neutral shade. It's so stinking pretty. And I really feel like this one would be pretty on all skin tones. But you see, it's just kind of like a brown, kind of like neutral color, maybe slightly warm, but pretty neutral. So let me tell you a little bit about Beauty Bakery. So Cashmere Nicole is the founder's name. She is a fantastic lady with a fantastic story. I've never met her, but like from what I've seen, she's amazing. She's just such an inspiration. You know, woman of color, started her own company, cancer survivor. Like, she's just amazing. Fantastic, amazing lady. So yeah, I definitely would encourage you to support her brand. Their products are really, really good. I have loved their flower setting powder and their lip whips. Just everything I've tried from them, I've absolutely loved. I've never seen a bad product from them. So definitely go ahead and try out their lip products, at least their lip products, because oh, are they amazing. I tried to stay away from brushes like the Harry Potter ones that I really loved, because I wanted to focus more on products that are still available. So these are my favorite products that are readily available most of the time, if that makes sense. So I tried to stay away from like limited edition or like things that are really hard to find, or you know, that was just like a one-time deal. So I tried to stay away from some of those, but these really are mostly truly my favorites. I'm gonna go watch some Harry Potter, drink a Monster, and just enjoy the rest of my day here in quarantine. So I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday. Make sure you tune into Facebook. The link is on my bio picture. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye.